We discussed many times about the stage 1 and stage 2 courses and their table of contents, all those. And also we did some of the POCs. You understood the overall methodology on this curriculum, our mentoring curriculum, or whatever you say. I can't say this is a typical training or anything, but this is a mentoring and collaboration program where to motivate the professional, real techno professional.
Gotcha.
So now in stage 1, what we are doing, we are identifying the infra setup project. Then we are identifying the components of it. Each infra will have different components. Depends on the architecture, what we are going to build it. I mean, the infrastructure architecture. I'm not saying the software architecture. Okay, software architecture is different. Infra architecture is different. Then third point is we're writing the detailed design steps. As you have the template, we designed a detailed template. You are working on that already. I have demoed it many steps also. And fourth stage is test them to comply on the sequence. How you are going to test? Through the console. Simply are going to test your steps are correct. The sequence of the actions from the screen operations, you are going to verify them, whatever you have made in the design steps. Then create the entire infra setup and verify. Yes, entire sequence of the steps you are going to do one more test by creating the infra. Then next one is you are converting the number 3 into IAC. What is number 3? You are written already some design steps for different components. Those you are going to convert them into JSON or YAML code. Right? Then test number 6 in CloudFormation template. Your course is more advanced than the other participants because I am including the IAC in stage 1 itself, since you have the how many years experience you have DevOps and cloud?
Almost 6 years.
Yeah, with that experience, I am going as a fast-facing course by pushing you to become into this role, this particular role.
Got it.
That is the reason I am moving without going into the many places, without going into the concepts also, because you are aware, you have been doing a practice on that, right?
Yes. Yes.
Test number 6 in CloudFormation template. Yes, you are doing confirming that stack is working. Then consolidate into IAC of number 5. 5 is what infra setup. You have verified it. Entire thing you have tested in CloudFormation. Then you are consolidating them. You got the IAC for particular project setup. Then test the IAC from number 8. Whatever you have made the IAC in CloudFormation template, like snippet wise you can test it or component wise you can test it. You are going to consolidate it, and one more unit test you are going to do that. Then after that you are baselining the IAC into GAT, right?
Okay.
For version control. We are not using Terraform yet. We are going to use that in the stage 2. Okay.
Okay.
Then like this, you need to identify at least 10 different infra projects. It can be small or it can be complex or anything. And you have to come up with your proposals. Basically, instead of me giving to you, you need to think your technical flavor, what kind of things you want to do, whether data warehouse or machine learning or any other special technologies setup you want to do. There are numerous tutorials are available on AWS documentation. From them you can pick up, and you can customize on top of them also by installing some more servers, some more setup. You take any kind of RDS. RDS can have multiple databases also, not only single database, right? That kind of changes you can do for that particular tutorial and come up with the steps. That's all, simple. Then finally what you are going to do, you are going to build up your solutions, own solutions with IAC.
Got it.
For 10 different scenarios. Okay. If you want to do more also, you are most welcome. But by that time itself, you will get tired. This becomes like your 1 year project or something in a typical job environment, because there 60% will be coordination and following process. All those will be there, tracking mechanism, all that coordination with coordination. Then stage 2, what you are doing, you are following in 2 phases. Phase 1. Phase 1 is follow AWS DevOps process purely. We are not using any containerization here. collect the ISC of stage 1 of number 10. 10 you have moved into the GIT after baselining the code. The same thing you are deploying into AWS DevOps process into AWS. VPC environments as IT, SIT, UIT. Why VPC environments are required? Because whatever you want to build the infra, first thing is it should sit on the networking.
VPC. Yes.
Without network, you can't do anything, right? Anywhere.
Yes, yes.
Whether you go to the traditional setup or cloud setup, networking is required. So with different networks, you are going to build different environments. Then you are going to apply the test cycles process with updated builds. You are not going to test it. You are not going to work as a test engineer, but your role is you have created earlier some defects. Now you know what to correct, where to correct, and you are going to correct that particular code, and you are making number of builds for different environments to process test cycles, like a live kind of setup, and use AWS deployment or pipeline process.
Yeah, code deploy or something like that.
That you have pipeline actually.
AWS pipeline is there. AWS code pipeline is also
Pipeline is meant for particular activities combination to run in sequential way.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to create a live scenario here completely.
Yeah.
In the projects how you are going to do in DevOps projects, same thing is going to happen here. Only thing is you need to come up with scenario, that kind of scenario. Okay, but whatever knowledge you want it, I'll explain process wise. I'll explain the activities wise, what you're supposed to do, where you need to do, what are all these things. But technically you need to come up with your things. After doing all these things, then phase 2 is follow containerization. See, basically we are done with normal, typical, traditional method in the cloud. Now, most of the places, what they are doing, they are using the containers. They are using orchestration, either using Kubernetes or Mesos or Swarm or something like that. We are not bothered at this point, but since we are working with AWS, EKS services can be used, forget services can be used. So let me put one point, use and forget features. Right?
Yeah.
Now, what you are doing here, first step, consider each project IIC infra setup from, you can say,
excuse me,
stage 1 minute. Where is it actually? GIT from stage 1. Right?
Yeah.
Analyze the setup for making them into containers.
Okay.
I can say step 10, instead of going to step 10, you can take how you worked for converting them into CloudFormation template. step number 7 and 10. For each project, you might have documented something. How you converted them. That analysis is required. Analyze the setup for making them into containers.
Okay.
Number 1, here, analyze it. Build the environment manually from number 2, once the containers are prepared.
Okay.
Designed through its infra design steps. Here you have different design steps. Same template, similar template can be used for Docker also, what you are using currently. Right? Convert number 3 in IIC. So this statement is very simple, but it is very complex.
Yes.
Right? Because there again, your Docker networking will come and bridge setup will come, IPs allocation will come, all those things.
Yes.
right? Internal IPs will be there within the Docker network, like subnet, private subnet IPs. So many will be there. So that is a complex task. Okay.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of attention here.
Yes.
With different test cycles. Okay. Then test them. Confirmation for Dockerization.
Okay.
Use them to migrate to Kubernetes under orchestration.
Okay.
Run the cluster in K8 Kubernetes. Okay.
Okay.
Then use intra-cluster connectivity with other apps also as a separate process. Okay. Feasibility study. Apply for all the 10 infra projects the same from number 1 to 8.
Okay.
Use case and forget features wherever it is possible.
Yeah.
So you take this part, this is nothing but purely a DevOps process.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Then this is a AWS Cloud Architect role.
Yes.
Management experts, the Cloud Architect need to automate infra. You have done already these things.
Yes.
In step number 10.
Yes.
Now, when you come to that, there is a traditional DevOps with AWS. There is a containerization DevOps.
Yeah.
With clusters or Kubernetes pods, something like that. Okay.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
you are using both of these technologies to implement it. In each project, whatever projects you have identified it. Let us say this is nothing but a migration methodology from non-IAC to the IAC. Here, you have done it. You have achieved the goals as cloud architect. You have made the code readily available for that particular client infrastructure setup.
Okay.
Then in stage 2, what you are going to do? You are going to convert them into DevOps process. Once they say all these projects need to comply with the DevOps, AWS DevOps process, yes, you need to step down as maybe DevOps architect also, the cloud architect. If the organization is large, like major financial companies or insurance companies or any typical large companies, you take it, they will use cloud architect as a separate role.
Yeah.
His role is to migrate all applications into cloud and make the compliance.
Yeah.
So this is the achievement for him. Then DevOps architect will come into picture. He will follow all these things. Otherwise, in the middle level organizations, what they do? Okay, now I have moved all applications as an organization. Now it is compliant with cloud setup. Now let me follow the SDLC process.
Okay.
DLC process. This is nothing but.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar like Agile.
Conversion into cloud. This is the goal. In SDLC process, what you are doing, normally you are following the DevOps process here. By following DevOps process, AWS has got different cycles of the DevOps, different components are there in each cycle, and those you are going to use them and follow process. For that, each project you are converting them. Then once it is done, they'll say, why don't we use still reduction, cost reduction? Because the management guys are habituated to show cost reduction. In every organization, they put a target to the CEO or CAO or MDs, monthly, quarterly cost savings, because they are supposed to publish into the quarterly report on year reports also in the stock market. So top management will ask every department how much cost you can save. You saved. What are the new avenues you invented? for business development. That kind of things will be there. These are common for any company. Now what you are going to do here, as a part of the cost savings, you are converting them into containers.
Yes.
I'll not be incurred much expenses when I use the containers from AWS. Only thing is my memory is eaten up, my little CPU is eaten up, my RAM is eaten up. That's all. Only that cost is going to be incurred into the monthly billing. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'll not use more VMs, right? I'll take one large, extra large or triple large VM. On that, I'm going to build all these things.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
Then within them, I asked maybe 32 GB RAM. Then I asked the powerful processors. Maybe I'll have elastic cache also. So I can use all of them using the parts.
Yeah.
Right? So that way what happens, if you convert these traditional DevOps processes into clusterization, then you are going to be compliant with the cluster also. Now, anywhere in the world, you go and apply for these two roles, you will be the topmost person to be selected.
Okay.
Unless you document detailed way this way in the resume. Because you are not a fake guy, or you are not getting a proxy support or job support from somebody by sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Dark side.
Yeah.
In the industry, what is happening with the stupid body shoppers.
Yeah.
Right. So final target is to reach to this goal.
Yeah.
Any questions here?
Nothing as such. Everything is clear for me for now.
Yes. So far we have been doing it. With that, you are synchronized with my approach basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stop recording.